With numerous inspirational participants, there is never a shortage of incredible nominees for the Ford Everyday Hero. The Ironman is a long journey, full of surprises and challenges at every mile. Sometimes they are physical, sometimes mental, and sometimes completely out of our control. An athlete's response to the peaks and the valleys not only determines how they will do, but oftentimes whether they finish or not. In 1986, at the age of 18, Scott Rigsby drove straight into one of life's valleys with an unwelcome challenge that was completely out of his control. It was late summer, and the Georgian sun was setting as Rigsby, heading home from his summer job in the back of a pickup truck just weeks before the start of his freshman year in college. With the wind rushing by and the sun warming their face, a passing truck seemed for an instant like a minor interruption to a perfect moment. What resulted was nothing short of tragic. Rigsby would be dragged nearly 400 feet while his body was being ravaged between the heavily loaded trailer and the asphalt, his legs bearing the worst of the crushing weight. He was rushed to a hospital where doctors were able to save his life, but they could not save his right leg. He would undergo 17 surgeries during his first year after the accident and more in years to come. While most of his remaining injuries eventually healed, his remaining leg did not.
I just prayed and I said, God, if this is what you want me to do. I remember being in the bathtub, looking at my left leg, and I go, tomorrow, June 22nd, 1998, it's not going to be there. I can't go back on this decision. And so I went in, the surgery took about an hour, and then I didn't have my leg anymore.
So in 1998, the single turned double amputee was ready to move on with life. Still, it was as though he was living with what he describes as a life of quiet desperation. He felt like he was merely existing. There was no real purpose to his life. By the fall of 2005, the future felt very bleak for Scott Rigsby. A world away, Sarah Reinertsen, herself an amputee, was capturing the world's imagination by taking on the challenge of Ford Ironman World Championship.
Nice work, stay strong.
Her first attempt in 2004 ended after the bike. She missed the cutoff time.
I want to run across that mat to stop my time.
But in 2005, she was back, in her words, to take care of unfinished business. This time, there would be no stopping Sarah, as she reminded all of us that at the Ironman, anything is possible. When Rigsby saw the image of Sarah Reinertsen celebrating her accomplishments at the Ironman, he was quietly celebrating his own life, for he finally knew his purpose.
It was really after looking at Sarah and seeing what she did, I thought about all the little girls out there that had artificial legs above the knee, and thought about the effort that it took to be able to run and to bike and to swim, and I thought, wow, man, you know what? Maybe I can make that same impact. And at the same time, I started seeing our men and women in the service who had placed themselves in harm's way for our freedom, losing legs right and left. So I decided that an Ironman would make a significant impact where these soldiers go, hey, that Yahoo can run an Ironman, then I can too.
In 2006, Rigsby took to the world of triathlon as a man with a mission. In less than 6 months, he would do an amazing 13 triathlons, in the process setting 2 world triathlon records. He became the first double amputee to complete an Olympic distance triathlon on prosthetics. Then he did the same at the Ironman 70.3 distance, as well as becoming the first to do a full marathon, all leading up to the Ironman.
When you're out there on the course and you're having to deal with yourself and just be with yourself for, like with me, 15, 16 hours of just dealing with me, and that's when you come to really find out what kind of person you are.
Rigsby believes his true calling is to help other double-leg amputees look beyond their physical challenges to accomplish extraordinary things in the world of multisport. Through his racing and the Scott Rigsby Foundation, he is making a difference in the world. Scott Rigsby, your Ford Everyday Hero here in Coeur d'Alene.